And so that just leaves us with Far Out Fable of the Fear Festival. Your aunt has sent you a letter inviting you for a curious-sounding festival. It's held every 27 years in a small village. You don't like the sound of it, but your parents both agree you need a break from all the stress. Inside the letter, there's a bus ticket. What's the worst thing that could happen, you ask yourself as you board the bus? Never ask that. Today's goal, explore the weird village. Just when you thought your stomach couldn't handle it anymore, the janky old bus stops at its destination. Get up and take a deep breath before looking around. It's a small village, and the nearby fields are surrounded by a thick forest. Someone is waiting for you. A fat man wearing dusty overalls approaches you. It's the inn owner, who promised to pick you up. Following close behind him, your eyes are drawn to his hands, which are so deformed that they resemble claws more than hands. Your group has arrived in the village and is currently unpacking at the inn, giving you some time to explore. The festival begins in the evening. To progress this mystery, choose actions that will advance the clock. As you learn about the terrible secret of this village, more actions will unlock. Explore the weird village advances the clock. Or check out the inn, your room, free action. I think to get the A rank here, we have to leave the inn as soon as possible and start investigating. And I think we also specifically have to check out the forest as much as possible. A friend returning from a trip to Africa has invited you to dinner. This time they've outdone themselves. This is a real feast full of exotic meats. It's getting late and you can't stay for long, but the host asks if you want to take anything home with you. This steak is to die for, that wine is terrific, refuse politely. I mean, we've drank blood once already. Of course, I have enough bottles to last a whole year, your friend says, handing you a bottle. Addictive, liquid. Plus the reason, flip this card. Which I think flipping the card just makes it an empty bottle. So, we do have a source of some reason, so that's actually pretty nice. The festival grounds are now open for visitors. Maybe you should check it out. Enjoy the festival, free action. Explore the weird village, advances the clock. We need to advance the clock, I believe. An old priest is performing a ritual to appease a local demon imprisoned underground. You're invited to join them. Participate in the ritual? Knowledge check success. You've read about the ritual. Following the intricate pattern of steps, bows, and claps isn't a problem for you. Once the ritual ends, the priest thanks you and hands over an item. Plus item. A ritual robe. Additional magic slot. Slightly too big. Thing is, we don't really want magic. Let's see. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna sell this. Now, I think there is something that you can do if you have the ritual robe and something else, but I think we're way past that, and it's a lot more complicated. I'd have to find out more about that one. Okay. Advance the clock again. Specifically, we need to be able to check out the forest. In an otherwise bleak village, the look of the most beautiful flower patch surprises you. As you get closer to compliment the gardener, you stop, hearing weird sniffling sounds. Sniffling Gardener, 24 HP, minus 2 stamina, 20 power. 95% chance to hit. We only have to hit 4 times. And we can attack 7 times. Surely we hit enough. Yeah. Wait, what's that? Shovel. Strike the earth. Okay, it's a strength weapon. Small chance of gaining funds after defeating an enemy. But, yeah, it's not really super great for me. I mean, my strength is okay, but, I mean, the flamethrower is way better. Today's goal, learn more about the festival itself. A weird sound wakes you up. You step closer to the window and look out. You can't see anything and get ready to go back to bed when suddenly the moon comes from behind the thick clouds. 3 hooded figures are standing at the forest's edge. One by one, they light their torches and disappear behind the trees. What was that about? Who are they? They all wore strange masks. Should you follow them into the forest or try to find more information about the festival? We're going to the forest. It's said that a famous priest died on this rock. Perhaps his mysticism has seeped into it. Tap into his power, it's too risky, needs hermit ally. Well, we don't have that. Tap into his power. Knowledge check success. Touching it with your hand, you feel a newfound knowledge forming in your mind, plus spell. Mind Drain. Deals 5 damage, regain 2 reason, cost -1 max reason. If it costs max reason, and not just normal reason, does that still incur a doom penalty? I honestly don't know. So we're going to keep exploring the forest. Because basically we have to just keep exploring it as much as we can, and then as soon as a particular location is available, we go to it immediately. While wandering through the woods, you discover strange carvings on one of the trees, and by the look of them, they were made recently. Could they be connected with the current mystery? We don't have the camera. Try to decipher the signs. Knowledge check failure. You can't tell what the strange symbols mean. Wandering aimlessly in this forest, it'll take some time before you pick up the trail again, +2 doom. Something is watching you from behind the trees. As long as it's not something truly evil. Walking through the woods, you discover a sweater. It's torn apart and covered in blood, but where is the owner? So yes, this is unlocking another character that I already have unlocked, that it's the one time that having cut off from the outside world is really bad, because you have to have a TV report. I forget if you actually have to call a number, but I think you also need the outdoorsman perk for this. So there's a lot you need, but luckily I've already pulled this one off, I'm pretty sure. A wild beast must have killed this poor person. You say a quick prayer before continuing, -2 reason. Today's goal? Going back to the inn, you overhear 2 masked villagers. They're talking about something awakening at the next dawn. You wonder what's up with that. It's not safe here. You decide to block the entrance to your room with a nightstand. The festival's ending tomorrow and you can't be too careful. Villagers seem to follow your every step here. Forest. Hearing some rustling behind a bush, you decide to hide behind a tree. There you spot 3 men, each armed with a rifle. They're obviously looking for something or someone. This never goes well for me. My charisma is low. I know that's what Reveal Yourself needs. Let's run. My best stat, and it didn't work. Dex check failure. You decide to run from the suspicious men. Suddenly you hear a bang and feel an impact on your shoulder, which quickly turns into intense pain. Quick, follow them. You hear the men, but despite your injury, you manage to lose them behind you, plus injury. Broken bone. Major injury, -1 strength, -1 dex. Ouch. And I don't think I can go back to the hospital to get that treated, since this is the last mystery. Oh, that is unfortunate. It also wouldn't have helped if I could have gotten back to the school nurse either, because this is a major injury, not minor. Unfortunate. The weird sounds coming from the forest kept you up at night. What could it all mean? You're surprised to find a well-dressed man sitting on a rock in the middle of a forest. When you get closer, however, you discover that he's wearing a realistic mask that falls on the ground. Do you have a moment to speak about this product? Dream Salesman. 25 HP, -3 reason, 13 power. I have a 102 chance to hit, so it's guaranteed. 6 damage each time. I can only get in 6 attacks after that minus dex, unfortunately. But at 6 damage per guaranteed hit, yeah, we win this one. Why is it so quiet all of a sudden? Explore Festival. Is that blood? Where is everybody? Today's goal, find the missing people. A trail of blood and sickly smelling sludge leads to the outskirts of the village. Somewhere in the dark forest, there's an answer waiting for you. rest at camp, or enter overgrown factory. 4 actions until sunrise. So long as we enter the overgrown factory before sunrise, we're good. Honestly, my stamina is maxed. My reason is close enough, I would say. But honestly, we can go ahead and do 1 rest at camp. Okay, that didn't do anything. I thought that was going to be like your usual rest option. It's still saying 4 actions until sunrise, so... but should you be resting at all? +1 doom. That's all it did? That's unfortunate. So, to the factory. While exploring the factory, you are caught by masked people who you've seen from the inn's window. After tying you up, they bring you to the cult leader. "We knew you'd come," you hear a raspy voice, your aunt's voice, coming from behind the priest's weird mask. She signals toward the door behind her. "Our master is waiting for a final blood sacrifice. Struggle." Hi there. With a loud bang, the ancient horror disappears and the high priest falls to the floor, grabbing their shoulder. Last thing you see before blacking out are the beams of flashlights and the hand of a police officer saving you from falling. Later that day, detectives interrogating you are confused when you tell them about the ritual, blood, and eldritch being. The village is abandoned, with no trace of blood anywhere. You're the only one seeing the ancient horror. Ending A. While you couldn't catch the leader of the cult to interrogate them, the people are safe. You board the old bus, wondering what would happen if you didn't stop the ritual in time. +45 experience, -3 doom, +1 day. What do we got? What do we got? Leadership, hot bath, folklore studies. It's a knowledge up, but it's not really going to help too much. Honestly, neither is the charisma up. Improved resting at home. I mean, honestly, out of these, I think that's the best option I have, just in order to get more reason to prepare for the lighthouse. So we'll take that, and a dex up, I think. Old God stirs. Click here to reveal its effect. I have a bad feeling. Oh, store closed. The friendly dog disappeared last night. You'll have to find a new place to buy equipment. I can't even go downtown anymore. Oh, the game loves me on this run. I was fully expecting contaminated water. With that, we have the last key. One final shower. Or bath. And we're at max for our 2 life stats. Since we do have the -1 reason penalty, the 10%. Thankfully it was only 1 that we lost. I don't think there's anything that we need to worry about as far as, like, having room to pick up items. But I don't really need the shovel. We'll hold on to the wine bottle if something makes me lose reason. The energy drink is 1 more stat up, which would be nice. So with that, time for the lighthouse. The ominous lighthouse has been closed down for longer than you can remember. Again, unfortunately, it's been a long time. I don't remember what these symbols are telling me. I mean, I know it's telling me what I'm going to be encountering in the tower, but yeah, I don't remember what any of the symbols mean. It's another of those things. I wish I had room for a dual monitor setup so I could just have some notes over on the side, easy to look at. But we go in unseen. And we flashbang the screen with every key. I am sorry for this, and I hope it is not too terribly bad. I'm trying to take my time with it, so it isn't as bad. In we go. You finally made it inside the cursed lighthouse. Your gut is telling you 2 things. that whoever or whatever is behind the weird events must be on the highest floor of this place, and that you should run away from this place as far and as fast as you can. You're afraid there won't be a way back once you start climbing these stairs. Okay, we do not need to rest a bit. We're fine. So, let's start climbing. Following the winding staircase, you're stopped by a metal gate. The tiny page nailed to the gate explains that opening the gate will require you to grab 2 metal rods. Using your own body as a natural conductor, you will power up the gate. So yes, all of these, I believe, aren't even stat rolls. It's just, is your particular stat high enough? Which I forget what the cutoff point is. Does exploring the lighthouse count as one mystery? I mean, we may as well find out. We're at Dex 10. I don't know if any of these events are going to require Dex, but we have Dex 10. Grab the metal rods. Not enough knowledge. You grab the rods, electricity flowing through your body and burning the nerve endings. The pain is almost unbearable, but with a buzz, the gate opens, -3 stamina. Which, again, worst comes to worst, we do have the Book of Gore. Because at this point I don't think an injury is going to matter too terribly much. But we'll save it in case things get really bad. You're stopped by a girl wearing dirty black school uniform. "I'm sorry, but I can't let you go any further," she says, reaching for her bag. "It's too late anyway." You instinctively take a step back when you notice a knife in her hand. You have to think fast. Try to reason with her. I doubt our charisma's good enough. Not enough charisma. You try to talk her into allowing you to pass, but suddenly she raises the knife and slices right across her own throat, nearly decapitating herself. You carefully step over her body, -2 reason. Am I going to be prepared for any of these? Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. It's locked, but you notice an electrical cable. It seems to connect the door to a hole inside the central pillar. If there's a switch inside, you'll have to risk getting cut by the numerous glass shards and knives. Find a switch. You manage to locate the door switch while avoiding the knives and glass shards. With a buzz, the gate opens. +10 experience. I would assume that one is Dex. Climbing up the winding staircase, you're stopped by a masked man wearing an expensive suit. "The rules have changed, kiddo," he says, taking the jacket and the mask off. Nothing personal, really. Takashi-san, the ultimate opportunist. 26 hit points, +2 Doom. So he only goes after Doom, but it can add up quickly. But we're guaranteed to hit 6 damage each time. And we can attack 8 times. Yeah. Well, that was quick. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. A cable that should be powering it is currently disconnected. The power box itself is covered in a weird moist goo. Just inhaling the fumes makes your eyes itch and water, but to power the gate, you'll need to disconnect a faulty plug. Strength check failure. Not enough strength. You're surprised at how much effort it takes to disconnect the faulty plug. As you force it, the weird goo burns your fingers. Finally, you manage to separate the faulty plug and connect the proper cable. With a buzz, the gate opens, -3 stamina. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? New achievement unlocked. As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You've managed to stop the ritual awakening the eldritch old god, but what's done is done. It'll stir in its slumber again and again, until the stars are right once more. Congratulations, you are safe. For now. Okay. So, let's see. So yeah, we cleared a run with Knight Errant. We got the A rank for Botanist, finally. And we drank some delicious blood. Wait, unlocked 4 new achievements. Huh. What ones did I miss? I suppose we'll find out. And yeah, I'm not really sure how much further the something truly evil thing goes. I did 3 encounters with it, but nothing showed up. Lucky us. Okay. So as usual, I'll be checking over these, and I'll come back once I know what all I got. Back in a moment. Okay, found the 4 that I got. First up, Otherworldly Thirst. Drink the blood of a forgotten beast and survive. Unlocks Priest. Character. So I guess we have a new playable character? Also, I just noticed that's Otherworldly Thirst? I would assume that's a typo. Eldritch Backstory 6. When a playthrough using Knight Errant backstory, unlocks Scar's backstory. Flooded Nails. When your 6th playthrough, unlocks Full card pack. Not quite sure what that means. And Insatiable Lust. Defeat a human enemy in 1 combat round. Unlocks Blood Frenzy status. Yeah, considering we were getting like guaranteed hits and a lot of attacks in with that flamethrower, not surprising we got this one. Once again, the swim captain is just cracked. But with that, feels nice to have a success under my belt again. Especially getting ending A on the botanist mystery because, wow, that one takes a lot to pull off. Also, at least now I don't have to worry quite as much about not getting A endings, so I can go back to trying to get some of the others that I'm missing, which is also nice. Though yeah, I am kind of curious, if anybody knows for sure, what is the penalty for not getting an A rank while using Knight Errant? Anyway, with that, thank you very much for watching, I hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.